Like, honestly, just about everybody out here is on something, but it's for different reasons for everyone.
Being homeless, I just got back in freaking after like a long week, and I could say a long week because, like I said, I'm out here getting money every which way I can. Some of it, unfortunately, some people might look down on it and frown upon it.
So where do you get people out here just selling blues?
Oh, it's so easy to get. It's easier to get that than find a cigarette. I can find a blue before I find a cigarette for dollars, and I swear to you, it's sad.
Targeting almost, you know what I'm saying? Well, good for me. Got something out of you. But you gotta do something while you're trying to stay good in the hood, walking around all day, for free.
This ain't Los Angeles, people. This isn't Seattle. It's Denver, Colorado. Welcome back to Bumland, everyone. Drug addicts wandering around, $1 million condos with fentanyl junkies on the street outside, bums stealing whatever they want, safe injection sites. Colorado sure has changed. I spent a day walking around downtown Denver when I was in town this summer, and the whole day was just homeless stuff, recording tent cities and walking through homeless villages and talking to street addicts. Poop! Not pleasant work, but it comes with the job. I have friends who live here, and they've all been complaining to me about this. But I needed some perspective. To me, Denver looks like it's in the second inning of a long, long game. Looks like Colorado is following the California game plan precisely. Hey Denver, see this? This is you soon. This is your future. I just don't understand how cities out west continue to spiral. There's been a decade of warning signs. It began in the Bay Area, and then it got to San Diego, and then Phoenix, and then Austin. By the time this started in Denver, they should have seen it coming and stomped it out immediately. I mean, just watch Nick Johnson on YouTube and you can see where all this goes. Well, apparently Denver didn't pay heed because this place is sick. It's infected. I've walked through the largest homeless camps in the country and I've seen some really crazy stuff. And I've also talked to homeless advocates and people on the streets. A bunch. But I had to know, how bad is Denver and where could it be headed? So I spent the day just driving around checking things out. Now, half of downtown Denver, it's just fine. It's growing and thriving and safe. There's condos going in and people are walking around and it's all new and fancy and cool. But the other half is a racket. You got to kind of watch your back on a lot of the streets because there's weird shit everywhere. A lot of the sidewalks are dirty and a bunch of streets just straight up smell like piss. There's bums lining the streets. There's people strung out or passed out on the sidewalks. There's drug use and trash everywhere. And after hanging out for a day, I learned all of this is very fluid. Denver's been playing whack-a-mole with its homeless population. They let the tent cities build up like this, and then they all of a sudden come in and do an unannounced sweep and throw everybody out, and they scatter. And then, like ants, they come back and reform somewhere else downtown. The homeless people told me that all this stuff we're seeing right now, it had been like this for a few weeks. And they said any day now, the city was going to show up again and scatter everybody into some other area of downtown. They also complained that the city removed all of their water fountains and porta potties. We need water, and we need somewhere to poop, they told me. Of course, I've seen way worse in California and up the coast in Oregon and Washington. But this is bad, and it seems to be getting worse. I asked one guy who was walking on his way to work, "Do you think this is bad?" And he said, "Hell yeah, it's freaking terrible. Downtown used to be wonderful. I'm getting the hell out of here as soon as I can." I was like, oh, that sucks. But I get it. This used to be a clean, safe city. But now people aren't even comfortable walking around in broad daylight down here anymore. You can't go to the malls without being harassed. The parks are open-air drug markets. And every block has some weirdo wandering around. Of course, when you have all this crap, crime's gonna go up. Denver's now in the top 100 for crime. It's assaults, vandalism, shoplifting. There was a story on the news the other day about people just walking into stores and stealing whatever they wanted, and nobody stopped them. That seems to be the norm out west now. Just let them steal. We don't need the hassle. At the local Safeway, the shopping cart wheels will lock on you if you take them past the exit, 'cause the bums steal them. Instead of punishing these people, Denver officials cater to them. They let them camp in public and do drugs in the open and poop and pee wherever they want. And you've heard about squatters' rights, right? Like if a homeless person were to move into your house when you're out of town or squat in an empty home for sale, well, good luck getting them out. That can take a year to get a squatter out of your home now. I think the homeless in Denver have more rights than the working taxpayer does. Welcome to America, I guess. Now, some people say, stop with the handouts. Don't let them live in public, and stop giving them money and health care and needles and water and food, and eventually they'll have to get their lives in order. The latest mayor, a Democrat named Mike Johnson, he has good intentions, I'm sure. I mean, I'd hope he wants his city to get better. He got elected here on the homeless solution ticket. He says he wants to house everyone in Denver, and the mentally ill are going to get treatment, and the addicted are going to get treatment, and everyone's going to get job placement to get back on their feet. That's the exact same thing they all say, and nothing ever gets done. Los Angeles spent billions on its homeless crisis already, and it's just gotten way worse. Same thing with the other cities on the West Coast. No wonder families are leaving. And now Denver's starting to see the impacts of all this. The economy here had been immune to setbacks. It was just booming here. Oh, I mean, they're still building condos everywhere in downtown Denver, but the population growth has all but stopped. And the job growth in Colorado is now the second lowest in the nation. In a lot of the hotels downtown, they have to lock the doors at night to keep the bums out. And if you're a small business owner and you're getting your windows smashed, or your customers are being assaulted, or bums are pooping on your stoop, well, too bad. There aren't enough resources to help you, nor is there the political will. So a lot of my morning was spent over on one block of downtown, where I made friends with some dudes that are living in this camper on the side of the road. We're right underneath a new condo building that's like $2,500 a month, by the way. Maybe 3 blocks from the state capitol building. So I met these guys, I started asking questions, and then I realized they're pretty much running an open air drug market, like right on the side of the street. But they talked to me anyway. And as we were talking, customers were coming to the door and they were buying and using drugs right there on the sidewalk during our interviews. This is Perry. He's been out here for about 5 months. He used to make $100,000 a year in construction until he got hurt on the job. He showed me the injury, which was totally gruesome. I was like, dude, you need medical attention for that. He said he's going to wait for his hand to heal, and then he's going to go back to work. And until then, he's just going to live in this camper downtown and deal drugs. He told me that. He actually tried to scold me for being late for the interview. I thought that was amusing. I've been driving all around.
I think you being late caused us to clean because we were looking for something to do.
You want an authentic interview, so you need to take your shirt back off.
No, man, let's just we do one at a time, just like up to 5 minutes each.
Okay. But it's a lot. It absolutely is.
What's your name?
Perry.
Perry.
Yeah.
Can I see inside? Is that
most
right? I just want to see. I don't know what it. How,
like I said, this was kind of just gifted to me.
Yeah.
So literally pulling everything out.
Okay.
Cleaning it up real fast. This is going to be an area where, I'm going to throw 2 little couches in there.
Yeah, dude.
There's probably going to be 2, 3, 4 of us in here every single night. It's not just going to be myself. There's going to be a few of us in here every single night. Like I said, it's not just me, myself anymore. It's a community. So these people that I don't know, that I don't know whether they got brothers and sisters, mothers. I don't know anything about them. Are they going to lay here on occasion? Without question, because this community, turns into a family. Like regardless of anything, we're all here for each other in some way or another. Sometimes we might want to smack each other or kick each other in the ass for whatever reason, but nonetheless, I think at the end of the day, everybody thinks about everybody in some form or another. So it's almost a little bit harder, in regards to how many people you have under your wings being out here compared to having the luxury and the benefits of living at 38th and Kipling at a house, and you got your wife and the kids and the secondary family that you see on the weekends or whoever it may be. Or I struggled that same year, those same years, where there's 75 grand.
So you were making 75, 80 grand, and you were still struggling in Denver because it's so expensive.
I could remember times where I still was just like, damn it, I don't have enough money. What the hell? And given I had a wife, I had kids, things are a little more expensive. You got those other incomes, those other secondary things happening, but still, nonetheless, expensive. So even making good money, things are so expensive here. You still struggle on occasion. You still have those moments where you're just like, damn, where am I going to pull this extra money from to maybe give the kids a little something extra, to take the wife out to dinner this month. Like those little things, sometimes you have to bypass because it's so expensive here. The simple things in life, the things that make you smile and make you laugh, that gives you that moment where your shoulders could actually drop down and you could take a deep breath. It's so expensive here that a lot of times you don't have that opportunity.
So how long do you think you're gonna try to be? I mean, how long is it gonna be till you can get back out of here?
So I'm hoping every time I talk to the damn doctor and the surgeons, which is about every 3 weeks, 4 weeks. The last couple of times they said, hopefully about 3, 4, or 5 weeks they're gonna sign off. I need them to sign off on that piece of paper so I can go back to work. My job sits there. The company I worked for, a great company, CFA, they're waiting for me to come back to work. So as soon as I get that release, so to speak.
You're trying to get back to work. A lot of people will probably drive by and think that you're just not trying to work.
Absolutely not. Even right now, you know, out here just trying to maintain this, trying to ensure that I have food. But that said, too, also trying to help other people out, make sure they have food. I'm still working. I'm not working right now. I'm not doing what I normally do, but I'm still working. There's things behind the pictures that, you know, a lot of people don't see as us being homeless. Very few of the homeless community that I've met sit on their ass. It looks like, yeah, you might drive by and see them sitting on their ass. Maybe they're taking that damn break that they need, that 15-minute break, whatever it is. 15-minute break on an 18-hour day. That's another thing that a lot of people don't understand. Being homeless isn't a fucking parade where you're sitting on your ass doing nothing, where people are giving you this and that. No, you got 18-hour days. You got 20-hour days all day, every day. People don't realize that. To be homeless is a job. It's unfortunate. You know, you're really not out there working an 8-hour day, but people don't understand that being homeless is a job in itself. To literally try to provide for yourself, provide for people around you, because it's a community. It's you don't just have, you know, it's like a family. It's not just you and your wife and 1 or 2 kids. It's a community that everybody's your family. You feel obligated to provide for everybody. He does.
Yeah.
I guarantee every person out here in some way or another feels obligated to provide for everybody that they see, everybody that they know. So it's not a small family, it's a huge family.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's not an 8-hour day, it's an 18-hour day, it's a 20-hour day. It's you know, 22, 24-hour day.
This guy used to be an Uber driver. He got into an accident one day taking people to work. He totaled his car, so now he's selling drugs on the streets until he can save up enough money to buy another car so he can go back to being an Uber driver. He also told me he's probably going to live in his next Uber driving car.
Is it getting, do you see more and more people out here?
Honestly, yeah. The areas with the tents just like grow and get bigger. And I see new people all the time, and I have no idea where they came from. You see a lot more people new than you do that you think like, hey, where are they? And I have schizophrenia, and so I had like kind of a bad episode where I thought that people were out to get me, and so I like ran away from like where I was and ended up like spending the last of my money like buying a tent and food and like going and living out like on a bike trail. Like this was like back when it was snowing back in like January. And then so after that, after I kind of like finally figured out that I was just crazy, I kind of like came downtown, and I've just been trying to save up money since to get another car and get back to work.
All right. So, I mean, people, they go by and they think that most of these people have given up. You're trying to get back out there. You just need to save some money up so you can get a car, and get back to work.
Yeah, I'm almost there. I've almost got enough to get a shitty car.
How much do you need? Like, do you have a Venmo, by the way?
Yeah, I do.
Tell me your Venmo, because people might donate to you.
Okay.
What is it?
Actually, I'd rather not, just because it's got my real name on it.
So you're working to get back cars and get back out. Is it like, how do people afford fucking Denver though, dude? Like,
oh, it's so expensive.
Yeah. Like even if you get a car and you get money, you're still going to be trying to save up to get back into an apartment or something.
Yeah, I don't. Once I get the car, I'm going to probably be living in the car for a while, and I'm going to have to just work hard doing Uber, and that's why I was staying in a hotel before. I didn't have an apartment. I couldn't afford. I mean, honestly, like, the hotels, the extended stay ones, are generally cheaper than. How
much is it for a night or a week or whatever?
For a week, you could, depending on the area, somewhere between like $300 and like $500 a week.
Okay. And so like $1,200 a month, maybe $1,600 a month.
Yeah.
And you can make that Uber Eats.
Yeah, I can do that. I can make $300
so you have a
day.
Plan, then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, for people that drive by and they see you guys, like, these people people have given up and they're not trying to do shit. And both of you two have a plan. You're trying to get off the streets.
Well, honestly, a lot of these people out here have given up. And
so I just happened to meet the first two people that have a plan.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, that's really the way it is. Like some people, you know, like you see them around a lot and eventually they just disappear. But there's other people that have been out here for years. And, you know, I was homeless before years ago. And there's people that I still know out here that have been homeless the whole time.
This is Mateo. He wanders the streets while he waits for temporary housing to open up. He's a Navy vet who has cancer, so he can barely walk. He takes fentanyl throughout the day to take the pain away. He was one of the customers of the open-air drug market I hung out in. And after he took his morning hit, he came over and talked to me.
I'm Mateo.
Mateo, how long you been out here?
This time I'm going on about 8 months.
You were like burning. What were you smoking?
Fentanyl.
So you're on fentanyl right now?
I'm on Suboxone, and I just recently got diagnosed with cancer. So I've been dealing with a lot of other issues. My ankles like the size of freaking cantaloupes right now, and just the pain. I don't do it enough that I'm addicted to fentanyl.
Let's turn this way so they're not like, yeah. So you're just doing it because...
I do it very, very small amounts so I don't get addicted. Because the addiction's really, the withdrawal is very bad. I'm on Suboxone, so it doesn't, like normally people like nod out from it. I don't get high because the Suboxone, it's just for pain control. I really don't feel it at all. It's literally, the only thing it does is takes away some of the pain so I can literally walk. I'm stuck on my feet all day.
Yeah.
And I even go into the VA. I went to the VA building and, you know, I get from the bus, I can call transportation, but the building's so gigantic. I don't think my legs are so swollen by the end of it, you know, I can't even move. So I'm just in a tight spot with the cancer and everything else.
Food and medical, how do you get that?
Fight for it. You know, it's even the VA, in my situation with the colon cancer, I can't eat certain food, and what they bring in is usually expired food. If I get food, say poisoning or something, I could get hospitalized. Mm-hmm. So I'm an extreme risk for it. So it's extremely dangerous for me to eat random food off the street that even people feed or give out, because it seems to always be the shelf life is over.
Is fentanyl easy to get out here?
Yeah, I mean it's the main ingredient in blues, which is the main drug that everyone's addicted to. Pretty much, I would 80 to 70% of most people's homelessness out here. It's an addiction to it.
80%?
Like 70%? They say 70%. Like,
so like 3 out of 4 people are addicted to fentanyl?
Yeah, blues.
Blues.
Yeah.
What's blues?
Blues is a derivative. It's a pill with fentanyl in it.
Okay.
Fentanyl's the main ingredient.
So where do you get people out here just selling blues?
Oh, it's so easy to get. It's easier to get that than find a cigarette. I can find a blue before I find a cigarette for $1. I swear to you, it's sad.
And how much is a blue?
Most of the country they're like around $20, but here they're only $3.
So you can get a fentanyl pill for $3 out here.
In Denver, yeah, Denver and Arizona are the cheapest states.
And how long does that last?
The blue, or the
blue? Like how long would it take? How long does it last?
It depends on the person who smokes it. You know, since like I don't smoke because they're not strong enough. So like I said, I just do it for pain. So I just need something that's, you know, quick, one hit, and does the trick. But people, I say, they don't have very legs on them, so people are buying them, smoking one.
5 hours
for 45 minutes. No, 45 minutes.
Oh, so
later.
An hour later they got to get another one.
Yeah, but it's a mental game too. You know what I mean? The problem is it's so many young people. I'm older, so I know how to control things, you know, a little better than most young people. But these kids smoke one after another, one after another, and I've lost 31 friends in the last 90 days from blues. I'm talking around the country.
Out here?
No, around the country. You know, I literally deleted my Facebook because of it. Because I'm so sick of logging in and just the first thing I see is rest in peace Chris or rest in peace John, or, you know, and it's all the same thing. It's fentanyl, blues, and they're putting it in cocaine. They're even putting it in weed. They put fentanyl in it. I mean, 11 people died in Douglas County because they got some coke. 12 people died from the fentanyl and the cocaine.
Why is it so cheap in Denver? Why is it $3 in Denver, but it's $20 other places?
El Chapo's here. El Chapo's literally the contributor to Making Blues.
El Chapo.
El Chapo.
The Mexican gang lord guy?
Yeah.
Like he has like people here handling
No,
it?
it's not that. It's just that's what it's where it comes from. You know what I mean? That's how it
Oh, up
started.
I-25?
No, you don't. Like, so I'm saying is like when El Chapo got arrested, he said, "I'm gonna release a blue devil upon this earth," and that's when blues started, and that's when why they're cheaper here is because that's just his. Here he is. I mean, that's the assumption of the matter. There's no actual facts of what it is, but it makes sense. Honestly, I mean, everywhere else is $20. Why are they here? They $3.
Then they actually invited me inside and explained the latest drug culture to me.
So what are those?
Those are blues, but
Okay.
they got colorful ones they call Skittles too.
All right.
And so they got the M and the 30, so they look like Oxys.
And those are all, how much do those cost?
Wholesale, as low as 50 cents, even lower if you're buying a shit ton. But retail, like up to $5.
And that's like got fentanyl and oxy in it?
Just fentanyl, there's no Oxy in
Okay,
it.
what's the white thing?
The white thing, that's just pure fentanyl powder.
How much is that?
That piece right there could be like $80.
You just touched it. I thought you're not supposed to, I hear you're not supposed to touch that shit. Oh.
I'll be fine.
And that's just easy to get out here, huh?
Yeah.
Damn. All right. How many of those do people usually take in a day?
It really depends on the person, but so what you do with the pills, you put them on a piece of foil.
And you smoke it?
And you smoke
Yeah,
it.
I saw people doing that.
Some people eat them, but like not people on the streets. People on the streets smoke them.
Does it last longer?
Because it hits you harder and it's more instant. No one wants to wait half an hour for their high to kick in. But it's better that way too, because if you overdose, it goes away faster. So.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, that's cool. And people just seriously do like 3 or 4 of those a day?
Oh, I mean, I was at a point before where I did like I smoked like 20 of them in a row and I didn't even feel anything.
Because you're just got used to it?
Yeah, just my tolerance was through the roof. And I mean, people use like up to 50 a day sometimes if they can afford it. Some people get by with only 1 a day, but they would use, most people would use as many as they can get their hands on.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy, dude. And that's new? How long has that been available on the streets?
Which one?
Like the pills?
These have been around for years, I remember back in like maybe 2018, the first time I saw them. This is more recent. This year it's really starting to explode.
Then there was this guy. No idea who he is or what his story is. I saw him buying drugs when I was talking to Mateo, just right out in the open. And then he smoked whatever he purchased, and then he wanted to talk to me. I think he's too far gone to really serve much purpose in this lifetime anymore. Drugs.
Let me have it.
I want you to tell me what's going on right now.
Just trying to keep a smile on. I don't know. My grandma probably old and dead by now, and I miss her. But if weaseled out of the family, then ain't no way to got it. Almost like they caught the plague. And he sure as hell can't live there as some junkie. Yeah, for smoking weed in high school even.
How long you been out here?
I don't know, for about, I think 7 years by now. 7 or 8 years.
Do you have a plan to get out to get back in a house and shit?
I'm on disability, yeah, but that's like $2, $2 a day if you add it up almost, something. So it's like, you catch the jackpot doing something like that, or you get thrown in the gutter. Yeah. Yeah, but I do tattoos.
You're a tattoo artist?
I did these, and I one coat on the mountain range.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did a mountain range under there too.
So what do you think about the way the country's headed right now?
Well, I don't know. COVID and everything else. Targeting the homeless, you know what I'm saying? Well, good for me. Got something out of you. But you gotta do something while you're trying to stay good in the hood. Walking around all day, for free. All that public entertainment, that's not good on self-esteem. Try and get a girlfriend, you have to drink out the ground.
Where do you sleep at? Like, do you have a tent around here?
I don't like to. I don't like sleeping in tents, yeah. I used to. Yeah, I don't know. I just walk around most of the time, so someone says, well, he's good with a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are you gonna get some new shoes?
I hope so.
All right.
I don't know. They're just too long for me, and
All right.
They're not the fancy New Balance, you know.
No.
Or the pants is too baggy.
Yeah. All right.
But
Well,
the sparkly tattoos, I don't know. I like to say they match the teeth, you know. And then another via hatred toward the Caucasian race, saying it ain't nothing there. You know?
yeah.
And you know what people say jump-started all of this in Denver? Legal weed. It was in the glorious year of 2012 when Colorado residents lined up in big numbers to pass a bill that legalized pot. At the time, it was groundbreaking. And then every stoner within 1,000 miles came here. And then their friends came. And a lot of them never left. And now they're just coming here to come. Word's out across the country. Head west, young man. Haven't you been told? They let you do drugs and lay around and cause problems, and you don't even get into trouble. Too bad for Denver that they're the furthest east bum magnet. Kind of like the Ellis Island for all ye who want to head west to drop out of life. It's not just the weed, though, anymore. That's the last thing they have to worry about at this point. I-70 is a big drug corridor for all that illegal crap that comes up from Mexico. The hardcore stuff that makes people act like this. People say, it's so expensive in Colorado. What do you expect? And that is true. More and more now, there's older folks who are winding up on the streets because of rising rent. That is terrible. But most of those people wind up in temporary housing. You don't really see them. Most of what you see on the sidewalks like this is a lifestyle choice. And it's not just downtown Denver either. It's spreading all over this city. The bums have made their way into the suburbs now. You never know when a little tent city will pop up near you, or under a bridge, or along the freeway, or behind the store where you shop, or by your kid's school. Some people now say this is the Portland of the Rockies. A friend of mine said Denver's turning into a smaller San Francisco, and that is no bueno, hombre. You do not want that.
All right. So, what does Denver need to do to fix this problem?
I think they need to coordinate with people that are homeless, not people that aren't homeless. The people that are giving information to them and doing most of these studies aren't doing what you're doing and talking to homeless people. They're just saying this is what's best for the homeless people, but they've never been homeless. How do you know what's best? You know, they got us scared around. I mean, it really sucks when you have to move every 2 weeks, you know, and then literally what's the point? Because 3 days later, people are right back in the same spot. You know, if you let people actually stay where they were or give them more housing, which is I understand would take time, but giving us a place where we actually can stay, you know, because we lose half of everything we own every time we move. You know, most of us don't have trailers and stuff like that. We have tents and it's just us. So we can like carry what's on our back, you know, and that's not very much when you have a tent and everything else, you know, food and stuff like that.
So the city doesn't come down and talk to you like I am?
No, never.
So if they did come down, what would you guys tell them you need to fix this problem?
Resource officers, I think it'd be really important. I was a resource officer for the VA, and I'm amazed at how little, I mean, almost everybody knows about what's available to them. And they're just isolated to what is around them, you know what I mean? And it's not that hard to get to these things. And there are things available, yes, but it's the time weight on it because of there's not many people to handle it. They're very small business, they're very small offices. They can only handle so much, you know what I mean? And they do help, but people don't know about it.
Well, I mean, do you think a lot of these people would even go to help if they could get it?
I think if they had a actual experience with it, and you know actually had it like, it's hard to trust people. It's hard to leave your stuff, and it's hard. A lot of people are stuck where they are, and I think if people came out more And I am noticing people coming out, but it's too little too late, it seems like.
So resources, food, temporary housing, medical.
Medicaid, yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
I mean, Stout Street Clinic's a good clinic.
Job placement, counseling, all that shit.
I mean, the job thing, I noticed the big thing I noticed with jobs is that I have a cell phone and I have nowhere to charge it. And I have literally keep missing calls from jobs that literally were like, oh, sorry, you didn't call, so we went to the next guy. You know, and that was my problem. My phone was dead. I mean, I live my phone's 80% of the time. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is so difficult to find power in this area. And when I do, they almost got arrested for trespassing or stealing power, and it's not my intent. I go to Union Station, you're automatically flagged as a homeless person, get out. And it's just, you know, I can't afford to spend $10 on a drink or a sandwich just to charge my phone for an hour.
Yeah.
You know, and I noticed that's been a big issue with me as far as, because I can work, but the jobs that I can actually do are so rare and so.
And then you miss a call because your phone's dead.
Yeah, and that's it. And I lost the job, and that's the sad part. You know, I get clothes. I'm I have more available than most people because I'm a veteran, but that's you know, it's available. I notice people that do know it's there, do take advantage of it. For a majority of people, at least.
So, let's talk about solutions. Well, there aren't any. I covered that part of the video. In the short term, Denver's teamed up with a nonprofit called the Colorado Village Collaborative, or the CVC. They've basically set up these safe spaces around town where they let the homeless people live in these tents in a supervised environment. They give them clean water and food, and the place is locked up, and there's a bunch of rules they have to follow. There's about 5 or 6 of these little villages in different parts of downtown, and there's plans for more of them. But they are not permanent, and they cost a lot of money. Denver's spent $12 million in just the last 3 years on this. I'd imagine they're going to have to spend $12 million more at least. I tried and tried and tried to get the spokesperson for the CVC to talk to me. They wouldn't. They never do.
Okay, well,
It's been weeks.
Try Evelyn. She's the second one. She's our communications manager.
All right. Well, I only got today, so I've been trying. Dude, I've been trying to get them for. I told them I was coming. Nobody cares, dude. They don't fucking care.
Well, what are you doing? Just like an expose type of thing?
No, Denver has a homeless
expose.
problem, so I went downtown and talked to those people about their shit, and then I came to say there's alternatives, and this is cool.
Yeah. That would have been really good.
I know.
I know.
I even went there, and I talked to 2 of their staff at the gate. They wouldn't let me in, which is fine, but they wouldn't talk to me either. I wonder why.
What's up, man?
How you doing? Oh, I can let you in there.
Okay.
I don't know who you are.
I'll pause.
How are you this morning?
Good. I'm just trying to do a little interview with somebody at the.
Okay. I thought you were one of the clients at first, and I looked at you.
No.
Like,
What's up, man?
that would have been against the law.
I'm good.
But,
It's all right.
hey, you have a great day.
All right. Hey, I'm doing a little YouTube video on this thing. I think it's really neat. Is there anybody I could do like a 1-minute interview with?
Like a resident or staff?
Staff or resident.
Let me make sure that's okay.
I'm gonna talk to this gentleman out here really quick. All right, man. Tell me, like, this is cool. Like, tell me about this place.
But just outside the gate was a guy named Robert who's been staying here for a month now. He talked to me.
I can't understand. Yeah.
My name is Reginald Taylor. I was on the streets, and Mr. Head, who's the director here, invited me in. You have to be invited into a place like this. It's a decent place to keep you off of the street so that you can keep your belongings.
Do you have permission from our director?
I've been calling forever and nobody ever called me back. So.
Okay, we do need to have permission for that.
Can I talk to him?
As long as it's offsite. That's his.
Yeah, is this considered offsite? Yeah. Okay, so I can't do an interview with you?
Let me ask. I don't want to get in trouble. But,
yeah, go ask. It's cool. It's it's informal. Just tell me about it. That's all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
What's
man.
your channel?
Okay.
Nick Johnson.
Nick Johnson?
Yeah.
You're a local?
No.
Oh, where are you from?
North Carolina.
Damn.
You gonna make me famous or something?
What? You came in here?
Well, my name is Reginald. Yeah, I came in here about maybe 3.5 weeks ago. They took me out for the streets. Really, it helped me out a lot because people out there steal your belongings, and you know they'll do like an okey doke. Hey, how you doing today? Ask for directions, and someone else will be going in your backpack. Well, being here, you have a safer environment because, well, you know, people are going to steal if they're going to steal anyway. But it allows you to get back on your feet. They help you out with things like the line bike information. All of these things are available to people. The staff here is pretty decent. Unfortunately, some are still getting high and they try to act like they ain't. But, you know, you go out in the world, you'll see people with caked up makeup that never really had any on, but they're trying to cover up the, you know. However, that's everywhere you go. In these end days, I just think that a place like this is pertinent for people's survival. Is there any questions you want to ask?
How long have you been here?
3 weeks.
How long will you be here?
Well, fortunately, I have a better situation I'm moving into. I don't know if you ever heard of Junior Seau.
Yeah.
He's a football player, blew his back out. This is a plug from my brother and help to the world. Actually, I suffer what's called TBI, from contusions to the head, a broken face twice, and never had MRI. So what we're looking at is traumatic brain injury.
So you're going to be in here until you can go to a permanent house.
Yeah,
situation.
they help you merge into housing. One guy last week just left and got here in my house downtown.
Okay, so you just have to basically wait in line and follow the rules and you can get in here?
Well, yeah, you definitely want to follow the rules. You know, there's no drugs on premises. You don't have people spending the night, not sneaking people in. Most people abide by the rules. And then what happens is they have that little shed. It looks like a shed.
Yeah.
You can merge into one of those if you have a disability or whatnot, physical disability, and it helps you get back into society, like tap into resources that allow you to move on.
So all those people downtown, they just don't want to follow the rules?
No, they don't want it. See, when you don't have structure or rules, if you're getting SSI, whether you're getting that or not, people sell their food stamps just to get more drugs and keep it going to supply their habit. But if you really want to change your life and you want a stable place, these are the people to come to because they help you merge into that.
I asked the homeless people I met, why don't you guys just try to get into a shelter or try to get into one of those temporary tent villages? They all told me they don't trust the system. And they have all these conspiracy theories. Some told me they heard homeless people were dying in the temporary houses. Others worried they'd be tracked the rest of their lives. And of course, they can't use drugs in the shelters. That's the real deal breaker, I think.
Well, this is the hub in downtown. There's probably 50 tents here, probably 100 people.
Denver's always been a great city. Now, not so much. Our country's at the very beginning of a drug crisis. We have very little mental health or housing options to deal with any of this. There is no doubt this is our future, and it's coming to where you live, if it's not there already. There's no fixing this anymore. There's no solution. The only question is, how bad is this going to get?
I had bills, things along those lines, a lifestyle, and unfortunately no longer bringing in that amount of money. I had a little bit of money to, a nest egg, so to speak, that made it so I was able to somewhat survive for a little bit, but what was it, about 5 months? 5 months after this, we're going on about 11 months now, about 5 months after the injury. I can no longer provide. I can no longer, pay my rent, pay the car payments, the gas, the food, the simple little things in life, the damn cell phone. Like simple little things that a lot of times, normal parts of society don't even think about. Things that I used to overlook without question. So I was no longer able to live that lifestyle. Lost everything, so to speak, right around the same time. Unfortunately, my wife passed. So this is all like a 2-3 week thing where, got hit, just one thing after another. Life, so to speak. You can't control everything. You don't see everything coming. Definitely never saw this coming.
How long until they
Getting by.
are gonna run you guys out of here?
You know what? That's for me. That's definitely unknown. I don't have a clue.
They'll just come by anytime and go out.
I've asked a couple people, and their response is, that's always kind of up in the air. From what I've experienced, because like I said, I'm going on 4 or 5 months of being homeless now. From what I've experienced, all the other places I've been at, it seems like it's always been right around 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. They come in and they say, hey, you guys got to go, blah, blah, blah. They usually give you 24, 48, 72 hours, things along those lines. There's been 1 or 2 spots that I've been at. They gave us a week. They say, hey, you got a week to leave, and then they come back after that week. Then they usually give that 24 hour, that 48 hour.
Yeah.
Here, I know this is the first time I've been like downtown, experiencing this part of it. All the other places I've been at were kind of on the outskirts of town. Here, it kind of seems like people have been here for not just weeks, but months, where they are in this spot for months, which, maintain it, keep it clean, not a terrible thing. But yeah, as far as longevity goes, I don't think any spot you ever have has longevity. So you really can't, for me, even if somebody told me I'm good here for 2 months, in the back of my mind, that 2 months might change real quick. So a sheriff officer or somebody in the community that has a little more clout or pull or whatever may drive by and say, hey, I want this street cleaned up tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So they might come in tomorrow and say, here's your 24 hours, here's your 48 hours. Pack up, get up, get the hell out. So it might end tomorrow for all I know.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then in all reality, like even this was somewhat gifted to me in a way, earned it, whatever it may be.
Is this like a cost of living problem? Everyone says it's because it's so expensive in Denver. Is that why there's like hundreds of people out here?
I believe so. Like I said, it took me once I was no longer able to work and have that income, that steady income coming in. It took 4 or 5 months for me to no longer be able to provide. I know if I was some other place, not even necessarily outside of Denver, but outside of Colorado, because I've lived Loveland, I've lived Fort Collins. Those places are expensive as well, not nearly as expensive, but they're up there compared to the rest of the country, no question about it. As far as Denver goes, if I lived outside of Denver where, here, I had a little 2-bedroom duplex that I was paying $2,400 a month for. If I wasn't in Denver, if I was back in Loveland, that same duplex, that same size duplex, matter of fact, that same style of duplex. There was a point in time back in 2012-ish in Loveland, almost that same exact duplex, I know I was paying $950 for.
So it's just nobody can afford it unless they have a really good job.
Yeah, and even a really good job. I was talking to somebody about it the other day. I'm used to 75, 80 grand a year, 75, 80, 85. You throw in all my overtime. There's been times where I've hit 6 figures, where I've hit that $103,000, $102,000. Great money, right? Great money, amazing money, because you can't take the wife out to dinner. You can't buy her, a nice pretty little purse, or you can't take the kids to a ball game because you're about to spend $12 on a soda. And you can't go to a movie because you, the wife, and 2 kids, there's $120 at the freaking movies, especially, you throw the popcorn in there, there's Pepsi in there, the candy in there. And $120 doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot. It absolutely is.
But what's the stuff that you never thought you would experience that you're like, oh shit, like I didn't know it was that?
Honestly, like, really something I'm surprised about is like how many resources there are. Back when I was homeless before, I didn't know about any resources, but like now there's like a lot of things that like, like a lot of organizations and like groups that'll hand out like free like tents and like camping supplies and free food. And then other groups or like organizations that'll help you like get into housing and like get like registered for Medicaid and registered for food stamps, and like they have like showers. And I didn't know about any of that before when I was homeless. And I think there's actually a lot more now than back in 2018 when when I was last time.
So how come you don't go take up those people on the resources and shit?
Okay, so to get into housing, there's like a 12 to 18 month wait list. So I have applied, and it's really just a waiting game.
Okay. And I imagine the line's getting longer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right. Do a lot of people turn to drugs just to stay? I hear a lot of people turn to drugs to stay up because like they have to protect their shit. Is that?
Yeah,
and then they get hooked.
Well, like honestly, during winter, like it's cold, like doing drugs like stimulants will like keep you like like warm, and other people like it's money, like that's the only way that they get by. Other people like that's how they're coping with the situation.
Let me ask you real quick. Why is the homeless population getting so bad in Denver?
I think because one, marijuana. The major reason is because marijuana is here and it's legal, so people are flocking it. I'm not sure if it's the gold that's under us or the people that are living under the ground that are, having family members come from other places. It's possible. But there are people living underground here for generations, and they do have that, what do you call it? Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes deal going on. They come up, get food, go back down.
I need to see that movie.
I can't remember the name of it, but I can tell you this. In it, they're showing futuristic things about how life is going to be, and we're living that now. The things, it's like the Kennedy assassination. They're talking in their sleeves. That's technology that we don't have yet. 10, 15 years of technology that was not given to us, and it's the same way. The holograms that are coming through the phones, they have them, and you're going to get one 10 years from now. So when it comes to technology, I think the things that they're doing underground with the gold, the money that they're making, and it's a lot more to be said than just the marijuana, but I think that's the major reason.
And
how long have you been on the streets?
8 months this time.
Oh, 8 months. Where are you? Are you here in the tent right here? Are you?
No, I'm flown around. I guess I have a lot of good friends, so I always have someplace to stay.
Okay.
I just try not to be a burden. Like I said, I'm a vet, so I'm waiting on housing. So I get I had the SSVF. I also did it's called the VI Spedot. It's what the housing voucher is called. It's what people apply for. I heard Jay was mentioned it's like 12 to 18 months. They are doing, depending on your housing, they can get you into like 3 months.
Okay.
You just have to be like shared housing.
So you're waiting for housing right now?
My thing is, I know I'm approved for housing.
Oh.
I'm waiting on, because I've had SSVF and I completed the program. And because of my taxes last year, I wasn't homeless. So I made good money. And that's the problem, it's kicking me in the ass. So I have to pay my security deposit, which right now with the rent in Denver is a month's rent, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're coming from this and not being able to work and everything else, it's a lot. $1,200 is a lot of money to just come out of the air.
Yeah. So you can't work because you're sick.
The cancer doesn't stop me. It's I have a flare up. They don't know yet. I have to go to 2 more doctors, rheumatologists. I want to see if I have rheumatoid arthritis. Or if I'm having a flare-up from ulcerative colitis, which is another disease I have. I have stage 3 colon cancer, which isn't that bad in itself, but with the ulcerative colitis, it's terminal.
Okay, so you can't work because you're sick.
Yeah, I can't move. I can't.
Okay, you can't like really move at all.
I can't lift my shoulder past here.
And so you're gonna get housing soon, so that you'll have a place to stay, so you don't have to be on the streets anymore.
I don't have to be on the street. Yeah, I'm a disabled vet, so there's people that this is their lifestyle and this is how they want to live. I mean, that's them. That's like that around the world. That's not gonna change. People are comfortable with this.
Do you have a Venmo anybody could donate to?
I have a Cash App.
What's your Cash App?
It's Mateos Cerrito, METTHEW, CERRITO. Cash App. It's just,
okay.
This is my name.
All right.
Yeah.
Some people might donate.
Yeah, it'd be helpful. I mean, trying to do GoFundMe now, but I'm trying to get the direct. I have a place trying to get in the Mosaic in Lakewood. The VA is paying for the rent for the next 3 months, but
yeah,
I got to come up with the security deposit.
Is that fentanyl already wearing off that you smoked? Is it already like?
No, actually, fentanyl lasts a long time.
Okay,
it
so
does.
you can
It lasts
still
6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. I don't do it as, obviously I'm not high,
You're
I can move though, that's why I'm like bouncing. I'm like happy I could just move my legs, because like before I couldn't move my legs. But I should be given medication for that. And the only clinic we have available to us being homeless doesn't provide medications even close to what I need for what I have.
I thought don't some cities have like injection sites and shit where people can go in?
They used to have that. I don't think that lasted very long. They were doing on-street nursing. But the thing is, it wasn't hitting enough, and they started doing, and then kids would ride by. And I'm a big person on, if I see needle caps and needles, I pick them up. That's a no-no. I don't care, homeless or not, if I have kids, I have grandkids. So, I'm not, it's something that shouldn't be out. Or like if somebody comes like near the street, like we all say, kids on the block. We try to be as respectful as we can to the community. Yeah. I go around picking up trash as much as I can. So,
Yeah, man. Well, thanks, dude. I appreciate
thank you,
it,
sir.
man.
Appreciate it, buddy.
It's like we're building an army that's going to turn on us and destroy us one day.
Well, that's an appalling way to put it, Mappy. But we have to do something, right? We can't just let these people just rot on the streets.
They get rehab and counseling. That's all they get.
I think there's probably some people in Denver who would vote for you for city council. Are you looking to move and need advice? I do consulting. That's right. I'll sit down and talk about where the next perfect place for you and your family should be. I do it all the time. Together, let's find you a new home that's safe and checks all your boxes. And I can also help you find your new house, too. Email me and I'll work with you on not just helping you figure out where to move, but I can help you find your perfect home, too. That's right. I know awesome, reliable agents all over the country, and I'd love to connect you to somebody who can help you search for that perfect home. Hey guys, if you learned something new about America or what it's like to live in America, great. You should think about subscribing and turning on your notifications. You can also click one of these videos or playlists for more.
This is Sage, Nick's manager. This has been a Corner House Entertainment production.